What's up, wrestling fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast back with another action figure review. This time, I'll be looking at the Mattel WWE Elite Legends figures of Rosey and Jamal, also known as 3-Minute Warning. Let's have a look at the packaging. On the top, we get this partial window in the shape of the WWE logo. There's product information on the bottom. And on the sides of the packaging, we get this artwork of Rosey and Jamal. The back of the packages feature brief biographies of each wrestler. I'll put a close-up shot of each one of these at the end of the video if you would like to read them. The figures are clearly visible through the front windows, and the WWE Legends logo is featured in the upper left-hand corner of each package. And now let's bust open these packages and see what's inside. Here are the inner cardboard trays featuring the art of each wrestler. You might want to use these for your figure displays. Each figure in this wave comes with this WWE 2K24 My Faction character code. If you're an interested gamer, the code is on the inside. And here we see 3-Minute Warning, free of the packages, and ready to rumble. Collectors should be very happy with the level of detail on these figures. However, I do have some minor criticisms and one major articulation criticism. So let's have a closer look at the loose details now. Let's start with a look at the lower bodies. And here we see basic black tennis shoes. And I remember 3-Minute Warning wearing a number of different attires and numerous types of sneakers. I don't remember black sneakers per se, but here's a look at the lower body attire, and I really appreciate the way this has been sculpted to emulate very loose clothing, even though this is plastic and not soft goods like the shirts. Jamal has basic black sneakers as well, and here you can see the sculpting on the back of this figure's pants. Now let's have a look at the torsos, and here we have this Denver Broncos style jersey. And again, this is soft goods. I'm sure you could get this off if you wanted to, but I don't feel the need to do that. Here's a look at the torso. We do get an upper torso joint with each one of these figures, and I'll go over articulation a little later. But I really appreciate the material that was used here because it allows for full range of motion with the arms. Here's a look at Jamal's jersey, and I don't like this one quite as well as Rosey's jersey. It doesn't hang as naturally, although the coloring and design are spot on. And here's a look at the torso underneath, including this tattoo. Of course, later on when he became Umaga, he would have many more tattoos on his upper torso and arms. Here's a look at the figure's back. And overall, these torsos are accurate to the wrestlers who inspired these figures. Now let's have a look at the arms. And I really appreciate the sculpting work here on the forearms and the biceps and triceps. Again, we get accurate tattooing for the time period. And that includes both arms, as you can see here. My only criticism of the arms on this figure is that I wish that the gloves on the figure matched the color scheme of the jersey. Now let's have a look at Jamal's arms, and once again, I believe they're accurate in terms of size and definition. I saw Eddie Fatu wrestle as Umaga live once, and he really was an amazing athlete, so I'm very happy to have these figures in my collection. Now let's have a look at the head sculpts, and as you can see, this white do-rag is detachable. Also, this necklace is a separate piece, So if you wanted to pop the head sculpt off and take this off, you probably could, but I don't want to risk that. I appreciate the paint application on the facial hair as well as the eyes here. And Mattel was definitely able to capture the likeness of Matthew Onawai as Rosey. And this figure also has a really cool feature. Once you take the do-rag off, there's this hole in the back, and this will allow you to attach the ponytail to the back of the head. So this little hair accessory simply ports into the back of the head sculpt, and it gives the figure the appearance of having pulled back hair. Speaking of hair, the work on Jamal's head sculpt is quite impressive here. This bandana is not removable. It is part of the head sculpt, although this necklace is a separate piece. And here's a look at the back of the head sculpt, and I really appreciate the sculpting here to make this seem like the bandana has been tied at the back of the head. The texturing on the hair is impressive, as is the likeness of this head sculpt to Jamal. Now let's have a look at the articulation of these figures. And with Rosey, the feet move backward and forward. There's some ankle pivoting. They're swiveling at the top of the shoes. There are double jointed knees. There's also quadriceps swiveling, as you can see demonstrated here. But this is the area where I run into severe articulation issues. The hips don't move very well at all. There's rotation at the waist. The upper torso crunches backward and forward. There's rotation at the wrists, double jointed elbows, biceps swiveling. The arms can raise up from the torso this far at the shoulder joint. It's also possible to do a 360 even in the jersey, so that is impressive. The head moves side to side, up and down, and there's a moderate amount of head tilting. The articulation of the Jamal figure is almost identical, and that's a positive in most areas. However, it has the same problem with the hips that the Rosey figure does. Perhaps it would be possible to get the figure's hips to move better with boiling water or a hair dryer. I don't plan on doing that, but if you purchased one of these figures and you were able to get the hips to move better with one of those methods, let me know in the comment section below. There are still plenty of posing options, with the arms doing a 360 at the shoulder joint and the head sculpt moving easily from side to side, although the up and down movement as well as the head tilting is somewhat limited on this figure. Here is Rosey with his alternate set of open palm hands. Here is Jamal with his set of open palm hands. And here is 3-minute warning with an alternate set of hands that have 3 fingers extended on each hand. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review. And please tell all of your friends about this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more WWE content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.